Yeah,
there.
definitely.
Back in April, Governor Andy Beshear announced that medical cannabis businesses could start applying to be licensed on July 1st.
And some cities and counties have chosen to ban these businesses. But last night, the Lexington Fayette Urban County Council voted to regulate them. WKYT's Jessica Umbro breaks down what the ordinance means and reaction from one Kentucky cannabis organization.
Kentucky's finally come around, and we did all the fighting and stuff, and now it's finally here.
Matthew Bratcher of Kentucky Normal says the July 1st licensing kickoff has been a long time coming, and it could just be the start.
I think we'll see, an upswing in, the patient demand, and that will just cue the cabinet to release more, another round of applications.
In a unanimous vote, the Lexington Fayette Urban County Council approved regulations of the industry, including where different parts of production and distribution can be located in Fayette County.
As an example, cultivators, they require a certain level of security that's maybe more akin to a factory than an agricultural production facility.
It's important to note that these regulations specifically apply to medical cannabis, meaning access will be determined on a person-by-person basis.
There's a restricted type of illness and list of illnesses that they can qualify for. And so we'll just have to see what the number of cards given out is.
Bratcher says advocates will be focusing on access in rural Kentucky.
We're spread out all over the place. We've got a very high rate of disability. So that just means that we've got a lot of people that are real excited about this program going.
And as the industry prepares to roll out statewide, many are keeping an eye on what the demand will be to the growing supply.
I know it's something that's grown in other states, and so we're anticipating it being part of our local economy in a meaningful way.
In Lexington, Jessica Umbro, WKYT.
Businesses that are selected to be licensed in the state's lottery system can begin treating qualifying patients on January 1st of 2025.